Well, Indianapolis-based technology solutions company Moser Consulting began with just one employee more than 2 decades ago, now has more than 200 employees in 2 cities. The company wanted a space that brought its team closer together and found it in a building that had been home to several different restaurants. In this month's Culture Matters segment, FirstPerson's Executive Vice President and Managing Director Paul Ashley is here with details. And as always, Paul, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Gary.
Another success story here. Moser Consulting, as I mentioned there, started in 1996 with just one employee, and they have grown nicely. An IT consulting firm, right?
IT consultancy, many different practice areas in that area. They've grown to 200 employees and have the headquarters here in Indy and a growing office in Baltimore, about 50 employees there. So it's a real success story. They like to say they're a Google-like culture right here in the Silicon Prairie.
Interesting,
which is cool.
And well, we want to talk about that culture in a minute, but I think part of the culture and one of the interesting pieces is their new headquarters. They were spread out over several locations, chose a location that people who've been in Indianapolis for a while probably remember in the Castleton area. I think it was the Wharf, and any number of restaurants you could see from 465, but you could never figure out how to get there.
That's right.
The restaurants never made it, but it's turned into what's been a nice headquarters.
Yeah, it's great for them because it's been allowed to put them all under one roof. The people that are here, just like the people in Baltimore, are under one roof, and they were spread over multiple locations. It also creates visibility to the brand. Hundreds of thousands of cars on 465. Nobody needs to get there though, and so it's a perfect location. And being under one roof, designing that space in a purposeful way has created intentional collaboration and more opportunity for folks who are often out as consultants to come back together to home base.
Being intentional, let's talk about some of the keys as you see them for success at Moser. One of them we talked about off camera is transparency.
Yeah, transparency, and I think it's interesting for business leaders to think about how to be appropriately transparent, and that's something that the market demands now, the employee marketplace demands. And I think Ty, who's the founder, Ty Moser, is incredibly humble, as is the rest of his leadership team, and they are willing to talk very openly, and they have a disciplined monthly meeting process where they go, they talk about the financials of this business, they talk about the direction, they talk about new customer acquisition, and it brings everybody on the same page so people know what's happening in the business, and I think that matters. Secondarily, they have, since 2013, the first time they qualified for Best Place to Work, they've won every year. They've had you announce their name a few times. And they take that Best Place to Work data seriously. The senior team takes it in, analyzes it, and then comes up with a plan to improve every year they share with the staff.
Culture, an important part of the culture too is colleague selection, hiring, that process.
Yeah, and so in an industry where the retention rate is about 35%, they see retention rates around 90. Why? Lots of reasons, but one of them I point to is their colleague selection. They do a great job hiring, and their first interview, Gary, is about, is this person a culture fit? They don't even get into technical capabilities.
Interesting, yeah.
They start with, can they fit in our culture? And that's different.
We'll only have 20 seconds left, but a lot of perks, a lot of cool perks, right?
Tons of cool perks. In-house gym. They've got a patio outside that they can enjoy in the warmer months. Right now, we're not doing it. And they host hosted lunches 3 days a week and have tons of opportunities for them to collaborate together. It's great.
Interesting story, a great Culture Matters segment and Moser Consulting here in Indianapolis. Paul Ashley from FirstPerson. Thanks as always. We'll talk to you soon.
It's a pleasure.
All right.